What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for Lines.com, Playpicks.com. Going to talk about Thursday night football between the Bucs and the Bears. Before we get started, as always, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up in the little section down there. And as well, let us know in the comments how you are going to play this game here on Thursday night between the Bucs and the Bears. You can see right here on the lines, we have a full written breakdown if you want to come over and take a look at what we got in this thing. And one of the ways that we're going to have to look at this game, guys, right off the top is this injury situation that we are dealing with on the Bucs side of the ball. So you can see right here, Chris Godwin, Justin Watson already ruled out. LaShawn McCoy already ruled out. Leonard Fournette is doubtful in this game. So Mike Evans and Scotty Miller are both questionable. Now, Scotty Miller is expected to play. Mike Evans is going to give it a go, basically get out there on the practice field before the game, and he's going to test out that ankle of his. So it is a true game time decision for Mike Evans as we sit right now. So as good as this Bucs team has been, you talk about being down Godwin, being down Watson, being down McCoy, being down Fournette, and then possibly being down Mike Evans. It is certainly a different look at this team than we are accustomed to, no doubt about that. We'll take a look over here at DraftKings. Line sitting at 3.5, 44.5. If you want the Bears on the money line, plus 163. Over here on FanDuel, 3.5 as well, 44.5, 162 on the Bears on the money line. And at MGM, 3.5, 44.5, but you are getting 170 over here on the Bears if you think that they win this game outright over the Bucs. So I'll scroll down and let you read along if you want to see how this matchup goes and how, basically how we're looking at it. But from my point of view, guys, this is a battle of the defenses, right? Especially considering the uncertainty we have on the offensive side of the ball with the Bears, with having to replace Mitchell Trubisky to go to Nick Foles, and then that not really working out last week, and then all the injuries that we have on the Bucs side. What doesn't change is the defensive side of the ball for these teams. And we take a look here, and the numbers really do back it up with both of these teams, and that's how they make their hay. The Bucs, 6th overall by Pro Football Focus in defense, overall defense. 4th overall rush defense by Pro Football Focus. 5th overall pass rush by Pro Football Focus. 6th overall coverage grade by Pro Football Focus. Then we go to the Bears side. 4th overall defense according to Pro Football Focus. 5th in pass rush by Pro Football Focus. 3rd in rush defense, Pro Football Focus. 5th in coverage grade by Pro Football Focus. Then the numbers from DVOA back up what we're getting from those experts over there at PFF. The DVOA numbers: Bucs, number 2 overall defense, number 4 against the pass, number 2 against the rush. Then we go to the Bears, number 7 overall defense DVOA, 5th against the pass. Now here's the big difference: 16th against the rush. So the only kind of Achilles heel, and look, that's dead center middle of the league. I mean, it's not like it's bad or anything. It just means that they're kind of league average right now against the rush, according to DVOA. But you can just tell by the way these numbers and how everything adds up with this team, and I'll continue to scroll here if you want to read along, really does come down to what's going to be happening on the defensive side of the ball. And the numbers bear that out here early on in the season. So offensive side of the ball is a completely different story, and that's the thing. The Bucs, 7th best offense overall DVOA, 7th best offense overall by Pro Football Focus. Then we go to the Bears side of the ball, 27th overall offense according to DVOA, 17th overall offense according to Pro Football Focus. Biggest difference being the pass game, where we look and we see that the Bears are in every single metric so far by pass offense by these advanced statistics are towards the bottom. So something to think about as you are going at this game. So let me get over here into some of these player props and see if there's anything that you guys might like or that I might like here. Now look, Ronald Jones got the lead back roll going there. And again, it doesn't look like that Fournette's going to go. So it looks like it's at least probably going to be his for now. He had a couple of big drops in that game last week. Didn't look all that great in a couple other spots. So Keyshawn Vaughn might actually get some run for the Bucs, and no pun intended when I say some run for the Bucs there. But you can see Foles sitting at 249.5, Brady sitting at 264.5. For both of these guys, if anything, I would play the under. I would never be playing the over on either one of these totals, especially on Brady, considering what he has at the wide receiver position. Touchdown passes in this game, you can see they've actually listed whether Brady will throw one or not because they have it at half. But when you get to 1.5 on Brady, another where I think I'd be leaning towards the under as well, with everything that we know about this receiver situation for them. I didn't even mention, P.S. on top of that, O.J. Howard has gone to the IR. So O.J. Howard also on IR for this Bucs team. So another big body, big threat there for them that has gone down. As far as receiving yards go, guys, when we come down here, really the only one that kind of stands out to me, it's juiced to 124, and he's actually kind of fallen out of favor here as the number 2. He's really struggling to see consistent snaps as Anthony Miller. Darnell Mooney has actually kind of moved into the number 2 role there for the Bears, but this is a fairly small number for Anthony Miller, considering the type of player that he is. I mean, he gets the deep shots down the field. It's kind of the same thing we were talking about with Mecole Hardman the other night, where we took the over on his receiving yards because we were like, really only need like one catch, from him. And we hit the over on that one. So I'm kind of looking at Miller here, and it's not in the account yet. There is at least a lean to me on the over because, again, he's the guy that this is really just a 2-catch thing for him. So if he's going to get one for 20 plus, that's kind of what Anthony Miller does, and we just need one more catch out of him to get over the 30.5 yards. But again, not in my account quite yet, but that is one of the ones that I was leaning to the over. And this one has been juiced to hell. This was going to be this is the play that actually is already in my account, unfortunately, as we sit here early on Thursday morning. Everybody else also on seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, that Mooney has kind of moved into that number 2 role there for this team, and the over 2.5 receptions is something that I already played, but look at this. Everyone else has too, -182. Hard for me to recommend that at that price, guys, just because it's gotten out of control. I'll look over here on the other sites and see if there's anything that maybe we can try and find with Mooney, but it does not. Over here on MGM, we'll look at the player props and see receptions made, Mooney. So it's up to 3.5 over here at MGM. So you can see the 2.5 is juiced to -182, but the 3.5 over here, if you wanted the over, is at least +135. The difference obviously between 3 and 4 catches in this type of offense is pretty massive, but getting a plus money over here is definitely interesting. So something to point out here for Mooney. As far as the side here, guys, with so much uncertainty, not going to be playing the side because so much comes down to whether Mike Evans is going to be able to play or not, right? I mean, when we're sitting at 3.5 on this Bucs team, it seems maybe a little short for a Bears team that easily could be 0-4 as opposed to 3-1. I mean, with the way that these games have gone for this team. So you kind of look at this number and you're like, maybe that's a little short. But with this injury situation with the Bucs, just a lot of weird stuff on this short week as well. Maybe even Evans says like, oh no, I'm going to give it a go, and he runs a few routes and decides that ankle is just not going to hold up. So for me, to stay away on the side. Where I am involved here is on the under, and I understand that in the year of our Lord here, 2020. Unders are a scary proposition. Everything seems to be flying over the total. All the overs seem to be hitting. I do get that. But when we look at these two defenses here and the ineptitude on Chicago from an offensive standpoint so far, and also with the banged up situation that Tom Brady and the Bucs are going to be dealing with, and the fact that if there is at least a slight Achilles heel to either one of these defenses, it would be the Bears' run defense. And you would think that the Bucs would also like to exploit that. Then you start to connect the dots as well. Even if Mike Evans gives it a go, he's not going to be 100%. So you're not going to be just slinging the ball all over the yard. More likely than not, the most likely path to victory for the Bucs, for these teams, and for whatever, is through the ground game and keeping the ball on the ground. And as we know, when you do that, tick, 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 the clock keeps going. and we look at our unders. That being said, let's talk about just a quick strategy before we get out of here of how you want to play this. If you don't like what I'm saying here and you think, oh, no, Mike Evans is going to play, everything's going to be perfectly normal, points are going to be scored, go ahead and play it now. Go ahead and play the 44.5 now on the over. If you want to play the under, there's two ways to go about this, and it's a little bit of a scary proposition. If Evans is ruled in, we could likely see that late over money come in because the public likes to bet the over. Nobody likes to root for futility. Everybody wants to root for points and scores. So if he gets ruled in, it's going to be a very public thing. Hey, Mike Evans is playing tonight for the Bucs. We can see this thing tick up to 45 and a half. And so we'd be getting a better number on the under here. The only problem being us wanting to play the under is if they come out and Mike Evans is ruled out in this game. And if that's the case, then this number is going to plummet and we're going to get the worst of it. So just want to throw that out there, depending on how risk averse you are and how you want to go about attacking this number and how confident you feel in Mike Evans getting out on the field, or at least trying to give it a go. That's two different ways you can attack this number. You could hold out and hope that he gets ruled in and we get this number a little bit better than 44.5, or you just go ahead and take it now because there is the risk that he is not going to be able to go, and then we are not going to be able to get the 44.5. This number is going to start to fall. So something to think about whenever you go to bet that as well. Again, full written breakdown over here at the lines as well. And if you are in of any legal state, just come up here, click, hover over your U.S. sports betting tab up here, click on your state, whatever state it might be. And when you do that, you're going to see, just the very best offers for the sports books in your state that you can possibly get. Free money here at DraftKings, risk-free bets, match bets, deposit bonuses, all the different stuff like that. So be sure and take advantage of that. One last time, please click that subscribe button, support the channel. Really do appreciate that. Give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comment section how you're playing Thursday Night Football. Good luck on all your bets tonight.